Good afternoon from the Ruby Room at Cornell Public Library. I'm Miss Jennifer, and for today's Tinker Tuesday, we're going to talk about how to make a homemade kazoo. So first, as always, we're going to go over what supplies you need, and then we'll go over making the kazoo, and then we'll talk about the science behind why this works. So, first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a toilet paper roll. If you don't have one of these or you don't wish to use one of these, you can get really thick cardstock and cut it about the same size, roll it, and then tape it to give you the same shape. But it needs to be a thick, thick paper because it needs to be able to stand the pressure of the rubber band. So next you're going to need is you're going to need wax paper. So I've got a little piece here, and this is about the size you need. You can go a little smaller, but about this size. You're going to need a rubber band, and it needs to be like that thickness, not too thick, not that really super thin stringy one either, because that's not quite enough. And then optional, you can color your kazoo. I recommend either markers, crayons, or colored pencils. I do not recommend paint because the paints will actually take some of the firmness out of the toilet paper tube, and we need it to be strong in order for it to keep its shape. So those are the supplies you need. It's a really simple little instrument that we're making. It's very easy. So next we're going to do is I'm going to quickly do a little time lapse of me decorating my toilet paper tube, and then we'll go into how to make your kazoo. All right, stay tuned for that. All right, welcome back. So now we're going to go over how to actually make your kazoo. Already went ahead and decorated my toilet paper tube. You can decorate yours however you want, but I again do not recommend paint because it'll make the cardboard not as stiff. So you're going to take your kazoo, you're going to take your wax paper, put it over your toilet paper tube, grab your rubber band. You want to smush the wax paper down nice and tight, and then about an inch down, you're going to wrap your rubber band around 3 times, and that's it. Very easy to make, right? It took longer to decorate it than it did to actually make it. So now what you can do is you'll hold it up to your mouth, and it's going to make a really cool sound. So now my voice sounds weird. Da, da, da. So, what is happening here? What is the science behind this? So, basically what's happening is that my voice, which is just vibrations, so the sound my voice makes is vibrations moving through the air, and the kazoo is actually acting as a voice modifier and amplifier. So the cardboard tube is slightly amplifying the sound. We've done similar experiments with sound, but basically it allows the sound to travel more directly because it's being channeled into a tube. When I talk normally in a room like this, the sound gets dispersed through the air, and the room is large, so it goes out. But because I'm channeling it through this tunnel, this little funnel, the cardboard tube, it's concentrated, so the sound waves are going through a smaller, more concentrated area. So it's the same thing how, you know, the old school listening in with the string and playing telephone. It works the same way. So the sound is traveling down the string to the other can, and the can acts as an amplifier. This is a similar concept where we're talking about the science of sound, basically. So this is amplifying the sound of my voice, and then the wax paper is also vibrating. In addition to the vibrations of my sound, the vibrations of the wax paper are increasing, and that's what morphs the sound of my voice to make it sound super weird. It's the vibrating of the wax paper. So that's your fun little, very easy to make homemade instruments. If you want to learn more about the science behind sound, we have a video, another video that's all about like little mini science sound experiments that I go even further into depth, like how sound moves through the air and all that. But basically, that's the simplified version of why this is working. All right, I hope you enjoyed this Tinker Tuesday. Next week, join us. We're going to do rainbow blow art. So if you've ever seen the ones, the images where there's a umbrella silhouette, we're going to do a take on that. So stay tuned next week for that. All right, I'll see you then.